Thingy. Do it again.
Hello, hello.
That's crazy because when I went to South Carolina, they all happy and speaking.
It's a different world. It is a different world anytime you go somewhere else. Anyway, welcome back to another episode of The Least Favorite. I'm your girl, Natalie, and today we do not have Tony with us, but Anthony decided to fill in as the co-host for today.
Decided or got?
Hi, Anthony.
Wrangled in.
Anthony decided to help us out because he's a good producer and he is going to be our co-host today. Today we have a very, very special guest. I'm so excited. Literally everybody at work was so fucking hyped. Angie set her alarm just to watch this. Oh my God, so yes, Angie, if you're tuning in, we're here. Angie. So basically we have Julie here. Julie is a, what are you, women's health advocate?
I identify as many things.
Yes, please. So give it the whole list.
Okay, so I'm Julie from the Boogie Down Bronx, born and raised. Gotta shout it out. I am an intimacy advisor. I specialize in women's health, specifically sexual health and wellness. Intimacy with partners, man, woman, does not matter. I also identify as pansexual, so I literally love everyone. I'm greedy. And I also identify as a feral housewife in that I'm a housewife, but I'm not tamed. So I'm kind of crazy. Nice to meet you all.
Nice. Okay, so Julie, before we get into all of the, I don't even know what we're going to get into today. Before we get into it, though, we're going to do our topic from the bowl. So you actually get to pick the topic.
Ooh,
it's just like a random little icebreaker, which I don't feel like we need an icebreaker with her, but
No, this is good.
it'll be cute.
Listen,
this is probably the tamest question.
Are fun, though. We're going to go with this one right here.
Okay, you can open it and read it. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. Have you ever cheated? Oof. Whoa.
Damn.
Coming at me hard. Damn. Okay, so the answer is yes. I'm not going to lie. When you're young and you're not you're not really ready to get married and you don't know what you want, you're kind of just playing the fields. It happens. And so through that, you kind of learn more about you. And I would never advocate for cheating. I don't think that it's good. But when you're young and you don't know what you want, it could sometimes happen. And you don't have to really beat yourself up over it because you're just learning still. But I will say now I'm in a committed relationship with my husband. We're coming up on 1 year in September.
Oh my God, cute.
And we do have a interesting relationship that we'll get into later on. But it happens. You make mistakes and you can only grow from them. So.
Yeah. I feel like I answered this on the last live that we did. I have cheated before I was young. I feel like I resonated with what you said. When you're young, not that it's an excuse. I do not condone cheating at all.
Same here.
But it was just one of those things. I mean, it happens, whatever. I don't beat myself up over it.
Right.
I got a question. Can you cheat if you're in an open relationship?
Yes.
Yes, you
100%
can.
100% yes. 100%.
How so?
So when you're in an open relationship, and we're definitely going to go deeper into this later, but you have boundaries and rules in this relationship. What is okay? What is not okay? What one partner wants, what the other partner wants. And it takes a lot of work for an open relationship to work because everyone needs to feel respected at the same time. You don't want anyone to feel left out.
I feel like an open relationship takes even more work than a monogamous one. Because a monogamous one, it's like, okay, you're not going to cheat. It's just me and you. Done. Right. Clear. When you start dibbing and dabbing into other people, I flirted with this person, I want to go on a date with this person, I want to have sex with this person, you have to communicate that or else it's cheating because cheating is being deceitful.
100%. But say, for instance, here's an example of how it would be cheating for an open relationship. I'm allowed to go on dates with this friend of mine. We go on dates every week. We make out after our date. But this past week, he sucked on my tit. Not sex, right? No genital connection, but maybe that's off limits. Maybe my primary, which is important. You have the primary, which is the main person you're with that, you're doing this with, doesn't want my tits to be sucked on. They want them just for them. That's cheating. Because you're breaking a rule. You're breaking a boundary. Yeah. And that should be really enforced in vanilla relationships as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
Is that good? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Julie, we're going to get started from the beginning. Okay.
Oh boy.
Little Julie. Because I'm always curious. We've had like other sex therapists on, and it's funny because I was talking to Anthony about having you on, and he said that you remind him of the other girls who are also like, we know someone who's a sex therapist who's pansexual as well.
Right.
She was married. She's no longer married. She has a girlfriend now. I don't even know what's going on. But basically it's like, how do you guys go from like, you know, the typical way that you can be raised as a woman to now this like very sex positive, outspoken, expressive person?
Okay, so I was thinking about this over the past 2 days because we're friends, we know each other. So I'm happy to have these prompts a little bit earlier so I can think instead of on the spot. But I will say definitely your childhood plays a major role in your kinks and fetishes as you grow up, or just how you are. So when you're a child, you are a sponge essentially for everything. What you see, what you hear makes you. You're seeing things every day. So if you have a really bad upbringing, unfortunately, you may have some trauma later on. You may have mental illness. You may have a lot of things to cope with that upbringing. For me, I was fortunate to have an extremely loving family who was a little... well, let's talk about it. It was very much about movies that we watched. So, for instance, my parents grew up in the 70s and the 80s as well. And so a movie that was always on in my house was the cult classic Rocky Horror Picture Show. Now, my mother and father went to the village to watch this. They were obsessed with the movie. But for me, and, there were parts of the movie that were censored that my parents didn't let me watch. I just want to throw it out there. But to see this man in drag flaunting around, loving on men and women, when you soak that in as that sponge, it has effects on you. So I always say this to people. There are 3 movies I grew up on, and it's really pop culture. So it was Rocky Horror Picture Show, The Birdcage with Robin Williams and Nathan Lane and Hank Azaria, and then To Wong Fu, which was...
Oh my God, I love that movie!
Yes, which is very drag.
Love To Wong Fu.
Cross-dresser, drag-centric. Then they're all pretty much like either gay or slightly off. And
side note, the Spanish character who was played by whatever... Yes.
Oh. Were you afraid of my Guatemalaness? My natural heat?
She look amazing. Like the body was giving, and he was a man. But I'm like, he played that role so fucking well.
He is amazing.
I love him in that movie.
Amazing. So, and also paired with that, my parents never had any discussion with me about this lifestyle. So I'm like, oh, cool. Like there's a guy wearing thigh highs and a corset, and it's fine. And here's a man in a wig and makeup, and this one's powdering his chest. So I just woke up. I just grew up with this idea that it's okay to be feminine and masculine together. So that's huge for me because I identify as like a gender bender. I'm either like really feminine or sometimes really masculine because it's okay. It's gender. Gender is fluid.
Right.
So it's okay. So that paired with the fact that I had a sister who was 5 years older than me, I was learning the shit she was learning. So say I'm 10, she's 15. I already know what a boner is.
Right.
I already know what cum is. I already know what getting hard is. So I feel like that advanced sort of sexual knowledge at such a young age made me a sexual being.
So now when you get into like, your older years, you're a teenager, you're in high school, you're in college, like how did that manifest itself?
So I went to an all-girl Catholic high school in the Bronx.
Same. Which one did you go to?
Preston.
Okay, no, I went to Aquinas.
Baby.
I'm dead.
PHS. Yes.
Why don't they're
gonna love this. I saw one of my teachers at work the other day. But anyway, I actually did parties. Oh my God, we'll get to that later. But so when I hit high school, I you lose your virginity in your teenage years. So around like 14, 15, I lost mine, and I then really knew I was a sexual being. I gained confidence. I was out of my goofy stage. I went through a braces, terrible stage. I realized looking back on my high school years that we didn't have really major cliques. Like, there was like kind of cliquey, but not like super cliquey.
Yeah.
I was in the group of the girls that liked sex. So it was like we all had boyfriends. We're all like, what are you doing this weekend? Trying to have a party and get laid. Like, we thought we were cooler than everyone. Like, all we talked about was sex. All we talked about was what turned us on. Taking pictures in lingerie. It was very, very, like lunchtime was just sex talk.
How were your parents during this time? Like, did they know what was going on?
So at this time, my parent, let's just put it this way. I had a boyfriend in high school. So I wasn't like I wasn't going around the block, if you know what I mean. Like I had a boyfriend. So my parents just saw me as like, you know, this young lady who is in a semi-committed relationship, puppy love, you know, figuring out what she wants. But they saw I was a very confident, dominant woman, which I wasn't when I was little. I was very shy and timid and scared to talk and dance. I didn't even want to look at, I was very shy. But they just knew they had a confident woman and they loved that. They always told me and reassured me, you could do anything, Julie. You're confident. You know what you want. You could talk to people. You could get your, like they always said, like, you'd be a lawyer, like, you know, some type of job where you're just very dominant.
Right.
And at that point, you know, I was just a teenager, just do my thing.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So it just sounds like you just had the support of your parents and just allowed you to be free and open.
Always.
Did they talk to you about sex?
No, this is a funny story. So I went to the doctor when I was, let's say 15, because I lost my virginity a week before I turned 15. So I go to the doctor. My mom at this point, my mom loves me to death, you know. Love you, Mom, if you're watching. I'm definitely going to give her the podcast link for this. So she was like in the room with me, you know, we're talking to the doctor, and the doctor goes, so are you sexually active? And I look at my mom and she looks at me and I go, no. And my mom goes, Julie, you're fucking lying. You're lying. You better tell him just like this. My mom talks. You better tell him, Julie. You better tell. You're lying. You're lying. I go, what? And she knew, because like we said earlier,
she knew the energy.
Especially your
my
child.
Mom knew too. My mom knew
your children like the back of your hands. You just know your children, especially like I'm able to be honest with my mom because she's supportive. So I said, okay, yeah. I looked down at the floor. Okay, yeah. And that was it. So on the way home, my mom goes, Julie, I can't believe you. Blah, 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 blah. And I said, Mommy, you know, I'm so sorry. That was really awkward for it to happen like that, you know, but I will let you know one thing. It was with my crush that, you know, I've had a crush for 5 years, and it was with him. And he really likes me and I really like him. And that's kind of the first adult conversation I had with my mom.
Yeah.
About sex.
Oh my God.
And she just, after that, was like, all right, just fucking be careful.
Yeah, because at that point, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
It already happened.
My mother knew I lied. She knew. She looked at me. I looked at her. I go, no.
Your heart must have fucking dropped.
Oh my God. My heart was in a puddle on the floor.
Oh my God.
My mom was like, you're lying. You better tell them the truth. Oh my God.
Anthony, did your mom know? Did your mom know? Did she ever even?
I've never had a sex talk with my mother.
Not once? Wow. She never even said wear a condom?
Not that I can remember, honestly.
Holy shit. Men are so, it's so different.
But this is so helpful. Yeah, they're way different.
It's
way
so different.
I don't even think my mom had to talk to me after that, because I did say to her, listen, my sister is 5 years older than me. She covered everything. Okay. I don't need to know anything. My sister covered everything. Okay. I know the ins and outs and how to do.
Literally the ins and outs.
The ins and outs. But so we're going to talk about that soon.
Yeah. But, oh my God, yeah. Okay, so now I want to get into your open marriage, right? And the reason why, like, that's what made me really want to like talk to you and try to get you on the pod, because we had a moment. I was reading a book, right? And it was talking about like the history of monogamy and how it's just not natural, right? So I remember like literally every episode I was like taking excerpts from this book, and Anthony was sick of it already, because every week I'm like, open relationships could work. Like, look at what this book is talking about. So I wanted someone who was actually in it, because I don't, even though I feel like I can understand why people get in it, I don't know if I could do it.
Right. Well,
so I want to talk about like, how did you meet your husband? Did you always want to be open with him? Like,
No,
so let's start at the beginning with that.
So I knew my husband for a time, for a couple, I'd say a few years, maybe 3-4 years before we started dating. Well, we weren't even dating per se. But we knew each other, and I was always attracted to him. And so one day we got to start with peer romance. So I started selling sex toys in parties. Like, I would have a girls' night in, and I still do this, where I educate the women about their bodies, intimacy, sexual health. And of course we talk about toys and, you know, those things. So I was invited to a dungeon party, essentially, in the city. My friend was throwing it, and he goes, come sell your sex toys, be my vendor. And I said, you got it. I'm there. So I went and I invited my current husband there, and he was interested, but he didn't show. So I followed up with him, and he said, you know, like, did you enjoy it? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, yeah, I did. And he was like, did you get tied up? Because that's his fetish, is rope. And I said, yes, I did. And he was like, did you like it? See, communication. And I was like, yes, I did. And he was like, well, if you ever want to get tied up again, come over. Oh. And my jaw hit the floor. My jaw hit the floor. And my cousin was like, because my cousin was in there. She was like, she'll call you. And then a week later, we started dating. So we started dating strictly as play partners.
Okay.
We did not make out. We did not, do normal. It was like I would go to his house, get tied up with rope, have sensation play, which we'll get into deeper later. And it was very strict. Like he made it very clear, like, I'm not your boyfriend. I'm your play partner. If you want to have a relationship, you're more than welcome to go out and do that. This is what I could do for you. It's strictly that.
That's giving 50 Shades of Grey, by the way.
It is. But he didn't serve me with a contract, and he didn't say this is all. Like he didn't say like this is all. He did in a way do say that, but I knew like as a human, like we're gonna vibe. Like it's not gonna be strictly that. So I said, okay, you got it, Roger that. And then over time, like I didn't want to do anything else because I'd go to this man's house, get tied up in rope, sensation. Sensation play is
let's talk about
its own thing because you take away your eyesight, you take away your mouth, you're giving up your power to this person that you put your trust in, and you're giving up your power. So that alone puts you in this mindset of like, I'm just gonna feel everything I can feel. It's all about feel.
Did you feel like a different level of intimacy than like if you were to kiss someone?
100%. 100%.
In what way?
100%.
Like what's the difference?
Because this guy with kink is that you are now learning my body. Okay. So it's different making out with someone and then going right into sex and having a great time, which by the way, vanilla sex is very enjoyable. I'm not knocking vanilla sex at all. But now this man is committed. Here it is. To worship my body, to learn every inch of my body, my feet, my legs, my calves, my inner thighs, my vulva, my vagina, my back, my neck, every single part. And that's what he wants to do. Instead of focusing on, let's go on a date, let's get coffee. He's like, no, I want to explore your entire body while you're tied up so you can't do anything about it.
Oh my God.
I want to have my way with you. And then I'm going to give you 5 orgasms. And so one day I'm walking out of his house, hear me out. And I was just so post-coital bliss. No sex, mind you. There was no sex involved. We used toys. And as I'm leaving, he goes, listen, if you want to just keep feeling things, just keep coming back. And I was like, sold. Then after that, I started falling in love with him. And I went there all the time. I wasn't going out anymore. I was going there. My friends would be like, let's go out for drinks. I'm like, you got to tell me 2 hours prior because what we do is a process. It's not like I'm going there to smoke a blunt and make out and have sex and leave. It's like tying up takes a while. It takes at least 15 minutes to get someone fully tied up in a predicament, So it evolved from there. And it went through breakup, back together, breakup, back together. I want this. You want that. I'm vanilla. You're kinky. What do we do? Is this all I'm good for? It was a fucking roller coaster. It's not easy. Kinky relationships are not easy.
So how do you go from that to marriage?
So, and you know what? Most people don't do that. Most people have a kink partner and that's just their kink partner. Yeah. So a lot of people in the community were like, we are so happy for you that you're kink partners and now you're getting married. Like you found love within this realm. So I asked him to marry me multiple times and he said no. And then one day we did shrooms. We had a beautiful mushroom trip at the park. We were sitting in the grass for 4 hours.
It was the freaking shrooms.
It was the shrooms. And then we get back to our house and I just go, you know what? We don't got to get married, but I want to just have a big party with our friends to celebrate our union. And he goes, all right, I'll fucking marry you. And that was it. That's how we got it.
Oh my God.
That's the type of engagement that I feel like would be perfect for me too.
And
just like
was joking, yeah.
I can't do like the get on the knees. No, like, yo, let's just get married type shit.
Straight up, I'll fucking marry you. And yeah, and so now we've been evolving. So now let's get to the open part. So I like playing with other people, making friends, just loving on people. I'm a lover.
Wait, question. When you say playing with other people, I just want to.
You might have to cut that. Yeah.
Oh
no, go ahead. Playing with other people.
Okay, when you say playing with other people, like what does playing with other people mean for you?
Okay, so I'm just gonna reverb the whole thing again. Okay. So sometimes you want to be strictly with one person in this world. You want to tie up that one person. You want to mess around with that. You want to role play with that one person. You want to do all the weird shit with that one person, right? But sometimes people are in a married, committed relationship where their partner doesn't want that. They're vanilla. So like, listen, I can't do that for you, but if you want to seek that out, you can play with someone else. And now they have someone else in the community that they can do that with. I like meeting people and doing that. My partner, not so much. So over the past couple of years, we mingled with friends, made awesome connections, and we just happened to vibe so much with certain people that we became a thing, you know, like we enjoyed each other's company. We had great chemistry. We had similar interests. It's basically like you're in a relationship and you're making friends with another couple, but you're taking it to the next level. Instead of just going out for drinks, inviting you over for dinner, it's like, let's get intimate together and see how we like it. So you got to test the waters. There has to be rules. You're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to do that. You could do this, but you can't do that. And even if you follow the rules, it still takes work. Let's just put it that way. A lot of work, a lot of tears, fights, arguments. I threw my girlfriend out once. She didn't leave, thank God. But I threw her out. I was like, get the fuck out of my house. You know, so
So hold on. What was my question? Okay. So you play with other people. He also plays with other people or no?
So our rules are this. If there's someone he's interested in that I'm also equally interested in, we play with them together.
Okay.
But if there's someone I'm interested in that he's not interested in, but he trusts them and is okay with them, vibes with them, vibing with people is very important. We don't just meet strangers and do this. You don't want to do kink with a stranger. Yeah. You want to know this person. You want to understand them. No hidden agendas. You got to trust. Like, you have to establish trust immediately with kink. There's no we'll build trust. Like, you're tying me up and taking away my voice and my eyesight. Right. I need to trust you that you're not going to kill me. Right. You know, we would always make jokes that he was going to kill me one day.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I was like, we need a button in case like I can't get out, and like we got to ring our neighbor to come out. Anyway, never happens. But you got to trust these people. So if he trusts them, then I'm allowed to play with them. Okay. It's very much me and him talking about it.
What was your first experience playing with other people with your husband at the same time? And how did that go?
So I was notorious for going out to bars, flirting with women and bringing them home a little bit. A little bit. Just a little bit. And I have my type, like I told you. So I would make sure at least that they were interested or wanted to be tied up, because that's his fetish. Yeah. So I wanted to work for both of us. So I would say, hey, I'd shoot him a message and be like, hey, I'm with so-and-so at the bar, send a little selfie. Like, what do you think? Should I take her home? And that's how we started. We would essentially, in the words of like, we would dominate this person together. We're a partnership in it. So like, I would maybe like foreplay a little bit. I would get her ready because foreplay is very important. We got to talk about foreplay. And then he would go in with the rope, and then I would follow up with the sensuality and be intertwining like a teamwork of playing with.
And there was no awkwardness; it just flowed.
One night there was awkwardness where, you know, one of our friends that we took home didn't want, like, they were tied up and instantly freaked out. They didn't like it anymore, so we untied them very quickly, got them a cab home. It wasn't really awkward because like I never feel awkward because I'm so just out there and say whatever. If anything, I feel concerned. Okay. Like, oh, are you okay? Yeah. Like, are you running out of water? And that's another thing. When you're a dominant person or in the room, you have to watch your submissive. Maybe they're thirsty. Maybe they're getting hot. Maybe their hands are losing circulation. You got to poke their skin and see if the blood is like, it's very like you're watching this person. Essentially, you're caring about them completely and just them.
Yeah. And I just want to ask, because I feel like people will be curious. So you've brought women in. Do you ever just bring men in and it's just you, your husband, and a man, not another woman?
No, I never brought a man home, but if we were to play with a man, it would be where we're both out meeting that person together. Okay. And both deciding together we're interested, but we're both more interested in women. So yeah, and I like know his type and then he knows my type. So like, say I bring a woman home for me, at least she likes getting tied up for him. Got it. Because that's his thing. It's like, it has to work for both of us. It can't be just for me and just for him, because then I'm extremely jealous.
So question, do you guys have the same type?
I was just going to say, what's his type?
If you don't, do you compromise like this? Like, say if you go out this weekend and you meet someone, well, last weekend you got your type. Is it something like that?
Yeah. So at this point, now that we're married, you know, things do change when you're married. So I'm not taking women home like every week as I was at one point, because you got to understand, like, we weren't dating, like we were just playing. Right. So what was I doing? I was on the prowl. I was looking for girls to play with. That was our thing. Now it's like, oh, that's my husband. So I'm not looking to take home people every weekend. It just, that changed. but we definitely don't have the same type. I said earlier, I love my thick Hispanic women, specifically Dominican, Puerto Rican.
That's very specific.
Wink, 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 wink. And what's funny is that my girlfriend, who I fucking love, shout out to Chelsea if you're watching, is not that type, but I love her. I'm so attracted to her. So I feel like my type goes for like one night stands, but being with someone is different. Like I'm not gonna just be like, oh, you're not my type. I'm not gonna get to know you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm way more open with relationships rather than just like a one night stand thing. But my husband's type is completely different. He likes skinny, brunette, Italian, Jewish looking girls.
Wow.
So here I am.
Yeah.
Hi.
You are literally his type.
Yep. Usually thicker than me, but it's all right.
Yeah.
I'm praying for thighs, God.
I'm dead. How do you, okay, so can we get into the Kink camp now?
Sure.
Because Julie, we were at work and she was like, I'm going to be on vacation. I'm like, oh, cool, where are you going? I'm thinking she's going to go to like an island somewhere. She's like, I'm going to Kink camp. I'm like, what the fuck is Kink camp? Like, so random. I've never even heard of that. So like, what happens at a Kink camp? What is a Kink camp?
So shout out to Fet Camp. I'm just going to throw it out there. So when you're in this lifestyle in a kinky relationship, there's a community for it. You know, like there are people that are like you that want to get together. They want to make friends. They want to explore their kink, and maybe not in their bedroom. Maybe they want to go out somewhere, maybe at a hotel, maybe at a club, but you can't do this in mainstream places. So there is a place to find these events. I'm not going to disclose that on here, but if you're part of the community, you know exactly where to find that. And so when we were just playing, and I say that in quotes because I was like majorly falling in love with this man. Like, you know, like I was playing, but I was like falling in love. We found this place online and it was for adults. And it was basically like a hedonistic camp where, you know, pleasure rules. And I also observe as a hedonist, pleasure driven. So we went, it was our first time together. We didn't know what to expect. And it was a campground site with a nice in-ground pool, cabins all around. People walking around naked. Like we walking in, I'm bringing my luggage in. There's a woman right there on the floor getting handled by 4 men. Like it was an older woman. You know, the age range it's not just one age, which is nice. You have it's a, you know, diversity. But there's different things like, for instance, fetishes, right? So you have your pets. You have like the puppies and the kittens. I always wanted to be a kitten, which is like, I'm just going to lay on your lap and you pet me all day. And then eventually you feed me and like make me come. And then like, you know, I'll lick you a little bit, but like I'm a kitten. Like I always wanted to be a kitten one day. Then you have your puppies. They're around too, wearing the masks. You know, there's a lot of that at camp. Then you have your ponies. And I'm grateful enough to have had a pony ride at one of my camps. So ponies are a lifestyle that it's like a furry. You know what furries are, guys?
I don't.
Okay,
Explain.
so a furry is like dressing up as a dog, dressing up as a wolf, dressing up as a, you know, an animal, basically. Ponies are way different. Ponies are awesome. So they are like statuesque. You know, they wear like the headgear. You know how a pony has like the big head thing with the fluff on it? And they hold carriages and they give you rides around the camp. So I got a pony ride by this beautiful woman from Switzerland, which, by the way, in Switzerland, they have pony parades, human pony parades in the country. Like it's a thing that they do. Like they're very into fetish in Switzerland, or open about it at least. But, you know, I got a little pony ride. This woman was like 6'1", wearing this beautiful bodysuit, like polka dots on it, had a ponytail. And and it's all about stamina. It's about exercise. It's about working out. Like pony lifestyle is different. Different things come with different fetishes. If you're a little, you want to be young again. You want to listen to stories. You want to watch movies. You want to cuddle. You want someone to make decisions for you, like a submissive.
Oh my God, is that me?
No, listen. You might
just described me.
You might be let me tell you, when I tell people
that sounds amazing.
No, it is. I have a little in me too, I think. Like sometimes I just want to wear a onesie and just smoke some weed and go to bed. You know, that's
literally me. That's like me almost every night. So
that is
holy shit, I'm learning about myself, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Yeah, so these are the popular ones. So you got the littles, the ponies, the furries.
So all of this is at the Kink camp.
Yeah, some of them are more.
How many people more or less are here?
So the one that I go to is about 150 to 200 people.
That's a lot of people.
No, there are some that are like 400, 500 people.
Jesus,
it's like a festival.
Wow.
go and you bring a
Yeah,
tent.
so this is my thing, right? So you go, is there like an agenda, like, or like this day we're gonna have this and this day? So it's okay, it's a whole thing.
100%.
Okay.
There's games, there's classes. If you want to if you want to learn rope play, if you want to learn this, if you want to learn bondage, there's classes, which is nice.
Nice.
The first one I went to was really, really established, and they like you could go get massages. There was like a little spa thing. So some of them have been around for a while.
Yeah, you could go on YouTube and watch videos and shit like of all this type of stuff.
I don't like
especially
I
pony.
watching like HBO's and Showtime type channels sometimes, and they would have like.
But you see, I'd rather hear it. Like I'd rather like hear it from someone who's
like
actually been.
The ponies are fun.
And
You can see a whole documentary.
how long do you stay? How long were you at this last one that you went to?
The last one that I went to, I stayed there for the weekends, which was not enough time. I had to come back home for responsibilities, family stuff. So I only stayed Thursday to Sunday, but the very first one I went to was 9 days. That shit was
9
awesome.
days?
9 days is long.
Imagine like you're at this place, it's a free for all for adults, and like their only thing is like get naked and stay hydrated. That's like their MO. Get naked and play.
Were you like drinking at all during this?
Yes.
That's
Okay, so
fucking
here's
crazy.
that's a great question. People don't get wasted at these camps because you don't want to play drunk. You want to have your wits about you.
Yeah.
Especially if you're getting gagged or blindfolded or whatever. You do not want to play drunk. That's super important because your boundaries change when you're drunk. They shift. And you could take more pain when you're drunk, which is not good for the next day. I've experienced that firsthand. So you don't really want to get whacked, but having a beer here and there,
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
for sure.
And so you mentioned boundaries. We always talk about boundaries here.
Yes.
I love boundaries.
Me too.
How do you, this is very open, situation that you're in. How do you discuss and go about boundaries with your partner? And
That's almost like the first thing we talk about. That's priority number one. So before camp, we had a discussion. And what I always share with people, kinky, vanilla, doesn't matter, any type of relationship, set aside 1 day a month, go to your calendar, draw a little heart on any day, and set aside an hour to 2 hours to discuss anything with your partner. Are you still happy? How can I make you happy? How can I help? How can I support you? What can I do better for you? Because when you're with someone, you want to only grow and do better for yourself and that person. So if you do that once a month, you will see your entire relationship shift. That was a big deal for us. So we set aside 1 day a month to check in. It's just a check-in. And I'll even say, I'm happy, dude. Like, you good? Like, do we got to talk about anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. And like, it'll be a fine month. But the important part is checking in. Because if you hold on to anger in your head and you don't let that shit out, it will fucking feast on you. Like, you got to let that out. So right before camp, we had a discussion. Hey, I'm not interested in playing. I'm interested in playing. Bop, bop, boop. You could do this. You could do that. You can't do this. You can't do that. And then that was it. And then when you go to camp, people ask you, what are your boundaries? The first thing they say. And then you tell them. So they respect it.
Are you comfortable with sharing some of your boundaries that you guys have in place for like both of you? Like, what's a hard no for you and for him?
So for me, I do not.
I don't want this covering your face too much.
Oh, that's true. I do not have any desire to have like genital to genital sex with people. I just don't. And because of society, we sometimes think that's sex, like there's so much more besides that. And so a lot of the time when I play with people, I'll just let them know, like, you could do literally anything, just don't put anything inside me. And I also don't want a finger inside me either. I don't like that. So I just make that very clear. And then throughout the play time, they watch my body, see my reactions, and you have a safe word for that reason. So if you don't want to stop, but it's too much, you say yellow. Like basically slow down. And then if it's too much, you say red. Most people use that. And then people have their own personal, safe words, which is fine too. But, that's the easiest way to go about it. But it's all about just paying attention to that person, respecting them, and watching their body. Totally.
And so I think a lot of people would assume, so I'm going to ask you questions based on what like a normal, quote unquote, normal person would think, right? So like, you're very open. and you get to play with other people. You go to kink camps and everything. But yet you still, I remember you saying, oh, my husband said I can play. So basically you kind of had to ask him for permission.
Yes.
I think a lot of people assume that when you're in those type of relationships, you kind of, it's like a free for all and you kind of just do whatever you want.
That's
but
cheating.
on some level, you're still kind of submissive and you're still kind of asking for permission. So like,
Yes.
what's the balance there?
So, okay. Great question. So when it has to do with a woman, I'm in charge
Okay.
at all times. When it has to do with a man, he's in charge. It's almost like that not saying, oh my God, look at that. It's almost like, oh, we're going to have a threesome, but I get to choose the woman. We're going to have a threesome, but I get to choose the man. So the power is in, like, for instance, I get very jealous. So I need to be okay with the woman at all times. If he's talking to someone and I do not like them, I'm straight up like, nope. Done.
And he honors that.
Of course, absolutely. That's what keeps us going. If he didn't, that'd cause another fight.
Yeah.
But same thing with him. If he doesn't like the person, he'll straight up be like, nope, don't like them. Like at camp, I wanted a massage from this person and he didn't particularly like them. And he goes, I'll allow the massage, but absolutely nothing further than that. Not even impact play, nothing. You're getting a massage. You're going there for a massage. No happy ending. That's it. And I don't know what, and I said, absolutely respect.
So you don't even question him or fight back or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
And we also made up a rule. We made up a rule early on in our relationship. It's called the shut up rule. Like this stops a lot of our fights. So if I'm like really getting heated, I'm allowed to say, shut the fuck up and it not blow up. And him too. Like he'll be like straight up, just stop talking.
And you stop.
Yep. That's a rule. Because it helps.
Oh my God.
It helps. It helps. It helps from
life.
Most of the time it's like this. Because that's a nice way to do it.
That's a nice way to,
That is.
Because shut the fuck up is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
but
going to
that's
get
important.
upset.
You got to be heard. You got to be like, we're not going to escalate this. It's not worth it. So that's important too. And, and I tried to get all of my friends on board with a kinky relationship because I thought it was amazing. I'm like, trust is forefront. We listen to each other. We're having great sex. We're even bringing other people in. Like, why is no one else doing this? Because communication is the hardest thing in the world. You don't want to hurt that person. That's why people get ghosted. Oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. So I'm just going to stop talking to them, which hurts even more.
Yep.
So
hurts even more.
Another assumption that most people have with someone that's in an open relationship is just y'all fuck everyone. Like penetration sex.
Yeah. No.
Yes. That is always
That's gonna be like, oh, you in a relationship. Oh, I'm about to go fuck this chick tonight.
Yeah,
or this person.
That's totally not it. Not it. Like we don't actually fuck anyone. I mean, I do.
See?
I do. But not like that's not the main thing. It's not like I want to fuck this girl. It's like I want to vibe with this girl. I want to take her home. I want to learn about her. Like it's always that. It's like I want to get into your head first and then I want to play. It's not really like, oh, she's hot, I want to play, because I don't fucking know her.
Right.
Like this, we brought someone home one time that was like really just wanted to be tied up in rope. And then when she couldn't do it, she got all pissed off at herself. And I'm like, it's okay. Like not everyone could take this type of stuff. Like you got to work it. You got to build it up. You can't, it's the first day. And so it's like that I don't want to vibe with. Like you just came home with me to get tied up. It was like it's a service.
Right.
Like you didn't want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
So that I don't like. I want to vibe and talk and get to know you. And then you earn pleasure.
So it sounds like most people would think it's more just like a physical attraction. Get straight down to it. But the way you're describing it's definitely more of a mental vibe.
100% more mental
connection with the person.
And that's how 100%. I've heard it. And a lot of other people that, because I don't know if you ever heard of Shannon Boudram. Have you heard of her? No. So she's in an open marriage too. I bring her up often. I just push my glasses up and I even
She's
in an open marriage and she has a podcast too. And she says the same thing, that it's just really about connecting with other people. It's not always sex.
Yes. And sometimes you don't want to have sex with someone. You just want to cuddle with them. Like that's another thing at camp. People go there just to like cuddle with people. They just want that feeling of a hand on their skin. Mm-hmm. You know, like a lot of the people that go here are not sexy people, like mainstream sexy, I should say.
Right.
Everyone looks different ages, different cultures, and not everyone gets this love. Like I'm fortunate to have a girlfriend and a husband and play part. You know what I'm saying? Like there are a lot of people that need camp or these events to get that.
Do you feel this type of relationship allows you to find what you need to satisfy yourself and other people? Because maybe your husband doesn't cuddle you, but you can find that with someone else and he allows you to get that. And that
major rule.
A lot of people.
Major rule. I'm happy you just said that. Is that I can only play with someone else if it's something he cannot give me. Cuddling, we cuddle the shit out of each other. He is the best cuddler in the world. But if it's like, for instance, I had a play partner that was a massage, his fetish was massage. And so I would go to his place. He would cook me breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We'd smoke a little weed and he'd give me a 2-hour full body massage with a happy ending. Nothing in return. He got nothing in return. All he had was a beautiful woman on his massage table that he got to touch.
All right, I gotta ask, what's a happy ending for a woman then?
An orgasm.
But no, because
Oral orgasm, like from
what-
oral sex
toy.
That's
That's why I gotta ask, because you said you don't like fingers penetration, so I want to make sure.
Vibrator, strictly vibrator.
Okay, gotcha.
And he was and still is a great friend of mine, but he moved, so we don't have that connection anymore, which sucks. Because I was getting like a full body massage every month for free and hanging out with my boy, like
with no strings attached.
No strings
You didn't have to do anything.
He was friends with my husband. It was like, this is what I provide. This is what I could give, just like the way he was. This is what I could give you. That's it. And so that's, you know, if it's something that my husband can't provide, which is very little, but massage was a big thing. I was like, I want a full body massage.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And he respected me. So that's key.
Yeah.
Most kinksters are not stranger danger from what I've seen.
I want to now move a little bit into your OnlyFans account. So what is your theme? Because there's always different types of things. There's foot pics, there's bondage, BDSM, all that. So what's your avenue on OnlyFans?
So my main thing is being a dominant woman and what we call femdom, which is a feminine dominant woman. So I have a lot of fetishes and kinks. I should say I have a lot of kinks. But it's been hard for me because in order to run these sites and make a shit ton of money, you have to have a niche, just like TikTok. You need a niche. And if you're eclectic and like different things, it's hard to get a following because it's like, yes, I like nylon. I like boots. I like gloves. I like hats. I like strap-on dildos. I like massage. I like this. I like, all these different things. But when you have one niche, you kill it. So what happens with me was I started my OnlyFans before COVID, but it turns out to be very lucrative during COVID. I was let go because I wasn't essential, but I was essential for owners apparently, because I started it because I was modeling a lot and doing explicit photography that I couldn't post on Instagram, that I couldn't post on Facebook. So I said I could post it on OnlyFans. I want people to see this work that I'm proud of, that I can't post. And it was very tasteful work. Then from there, it went into like more kink stuff, like dirty talk, shoes, nylon. But the most favored fetish that everyone latched onto is me smoking. People love watching me smoke cigarettes. And that's a major fetish. Yeah. My mouth.
Wow.
It's my mouth and having something in your mouth. That's phallic. Sucking it in, blowing it out. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
So that's a big one. But I then quit smoking for a while. So that made my sales go. So OnlyFans, you have to really stick to what you do. Pump out videos every day. Pump out selfies, messages. It's a fucking full-time job. So I do it more on the side. But my husband is he knows I do it. He doesn't care because he knows that when I make content, it makes me feel confident and sexy. So I do it for that too. And he's like, do your thing, girl. Like, I'll help you with fucking pictures if you want. Like, we're good.
Yeah.
So he does help with that. But now it's more so just for like extra, like a little side hustle.
That is such a specific niche. I'd never heard that before.
Smoking. Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
It's
Smoking
huge.
is like, wow. I did not expect you to say that at all.
I'm a Marlboro mistress. That's my hashtag.
I like that. That's cute.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
I'm
cute.
dying for a cigarette right now.
Are you? You want to take a quick break? We can take a break.
If we take a quick break?
No, I don't care. Okay, guys. Okay, so Julie, we're back. Okay, so we got your history, right?
Now you know me. See, we vibed. We're connected. We're connected play now. I can take you inside now.
Wait, microphone, check.
Microphone. Yeah, you're good. So now we're gonna get into what do you do? What else do you do for work?
Okay,
and we're gonna start with this thing that you brought here.
So before I tell you what this is, keep the guesses coming in the comments. So I always wanted to be a sex therapist because I was always like fascinated by sex for pleasure, not for procreation. And so when I went to high school, I sort of, just talked about sex a lot and talked to my friends about sex and like was always interested in their relationships, helping them, giving them advice, So later on, I was like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could do this as a living. Maybe I could be a sex therapist. And then once I graduated high school, I got really lazy and I didn't like want to go to school anymore. So I took the easy way out, went to school for graphic design instead of therapy and psychology. But I took a shit ton of psychology classes and I got my degree in graphic design. But in one of my years in college, I forget, it was probably senior year, my sister had a party and it was a sex toy party. And I was like, I'm there. I'm coming. Can't wait. Never been to one. Can't wait. And I realized after watching this whole demo of this woman who came over, the games, the information, the toys, the products, I was like, I could do this.
Mm-hmm.
I have confidence. I could do this. Like, this is the best of both worlds because I'm helping people with their relationships and talking to women about their bodies without them coming and crying to me, like at a therapy, at a clinic.
Yeah.
So usually when you're a sex therapist, you get like really disgruntled, upset people who need help with their relationship. And I go to a party and get to talk to awesome women about their relationship. So that brings me to this right here. I've had this business for 13 years now where I throw in-home parties for women 18 and older and I educate them on their body. We're going to start with this right here. This is Dolores. Say hi, Dolores.
Hi, Dolores.
Hi, Dolores. Say hi, Dolores.
60 seconds.
Say hi, Dolores. This is Dolores the clitoris.
I'm dead.
No. So this is actually a 3D printout of the woman's clitoris, which, by the way, the woman's clitoris, if you don't know, the only purpose of it is pleasure. It's not to make kids. It's not to aid in anything, really. It's just for orgasms. So we have an organ that's just for orgasms. And it has twice the amount of nerve endings that a penis does. So this is the entire clitoris. You usually just see this right here, like a little doorbell, the magic doorbell, I like to call it. Sometimes you don't even see the clitoris. It's all hidden and it's okay. All vulvas are beautiful. But this is the clitoris, the full thing. It wasn't even shown in textbooks until the 1990s. So that's fucked up. And I'm trying to change that. So my mission is really to just educate women and help them love on their bodies, get that confidence back, learn their bodies, touch themselves. It's okay. Ain't no shame and you're game. And yeah.
I'm so immature.
That's what I do. That's why we don't have parties for boys.
I play football. It looks like a mouthpiece.
It could,
does?
yeah. I mean, you could
It
guess
just puts your
anything.
mouth-
Some people say it looks like an alien.
How does this look like this?
And also the G-spot, really quick. This is fun. So the G-spot, which does exist, is actually part of the clitoris. It's up and in.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go up and in the come hither.
No, yeah, do that.
That's
Show
the G-spot.
them.
This is the G-spot right here. It's the back of the clitoris. Rests on the back of the clitoris. So it's there.
So basically, okay, because for people who are, if you wanted to teach real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm asking. So usually during oral sex, this is the part that's getting the most attention,
Stimulated, yes.
right?
Basically, it's like the tip of the iceberg.
So how important is this part to every orgasming and
Great
all
question. So during the process of foreplay, so basically I'm just going to throw out some numbers there. Women are very different than men. We have responsive pleasure. I'm sorry, that's not the word. Responsive. There's a word I'm looking
Stimulation,
for.
pleasure,
Yes,
feedback.
responsive desire. I'm sorry.
Desire.
Where men have spontaneous desire. So men, not all of them, but some of them could get erect and turned on very quickly.
Yes.
So I like to call them microwaves, and I call women crock pots because crock pots need more time. You need to simmer them. They need to be touched. So while you're focusing on the tip of the clitoris, the entire vagina inside expands. It gets bigger inside, and this all plumps up. So the inside of the clitoris gets fatter and plumper, and so you could literally feel it going inside. Like it's all just part of the. If you lick the side of your mouth, that's what it feels like, right inside of vagina, right? It's like that type of fluffiness,
That's a
So
familiar feeling.
well, it's like
Very true. I agree.
And then if you lick the roof of your mouth, lick the roof of your mouth now. That's what the G-spot feels like.
Interesting.
It's harder.
Very true.
It's harder.
Very
more,
true.
more tighter.
Interesting.
So yes, this does all play a significant role, but the tip is the most sensitive, and that's what needs to be focused on to get us stimulated and to reach orgasm. At least 75% of women need that clitoris stimulated.
Got it. Wow. So this is awesome. All right. So now let's pretend we're at one of your parties that you've hosted. What else would you be bringing out of your bag of tricks or briefcase of tricks?
The goodies.
Right. What other goodies do you have that we can get into? This looks scary. I'm sorry, but like this looks out of this world.
Because like I just said, women need to be warmed up, right? I usually don't jump right into the toys at my parties. I treat my parties like foreplay. So we need 20 minutes of foreplay. So I spend 20 minutes at my parties discussing what makes you feel confident as a woman. So most of us as women feel confident when we look good. Nails done, hair done, new outfit, sexy
shaved
shaved
legs.
legs.
It's the little
Yeah,
things.
it's the little things. So this right here, I always show first because a lot of people think I just sell toys. And that is a myth that I'm trying to really kill because I don't sell toys. I mean, I do, but it's not just toys. Before a woman can feel confident and sexy, she got to take care of herself. Self-care is very important to your routine. So this is our number one seller. It is literally the best shaving cream in the world. It is rash-free, razor burn-free, very light on the skin. It makes your skin feel like a baby's bottom. It's amazing. And there's also keratin in there. That's my personal bottle. That's why it's like almost empty. And then this is the after spray that I use. It's a 24-hour moisturizer that sinks deeper. Yeah. Sinks deeper into your pores and keeps your legs staying very moisturized. Do you have any tattoos that we could see?
Smells like love spell.
I'm going to put some on you because this is great for tattoos and keeping them looking vibrant.
Oh my God, it smells so good.
Look, I'm going to put one right here.
Oh my God, I love this.
It's a 24-hour moisturizer. So I love these products. And these are two personal products that make me feel confident. Now, with that being said, I'm going to skip ahead because I show a lot of products at my parties. You're going to have to book a party with me to see that.
Yeah, book her.
My parties are free. You don't have to pay for them. Then I go into this. I talk about the two things that I sell. Everyone likes to call me the dildo fairy. This is a dildo. Yes, I sell one. But majority of the things I sell are vibrators. But this is a great dildo. Okay, suction cup. You could stick it to any surface. Doesn't vibrate, but yeah, he's been with us for 31 years and he's great. Mr. Dependable, that's his name.
I'm dead.
Now we're going to talk about the toys of 2023 because over the last, I want to say 3 decades, toys have went from here. Oh shit, low.
That's fine.
Went from here to here. So we used to have toys that were only phallic shaped, right? Like just straight, no bends, that's uncomfortable for women. That's not how the vagina is shaped. So we have a toy that is ergonomically made to fit inside of a vagina perfectly. So the shape of it is a little weird. And our company patented this. Now,
I've seen this before.
The main attraction,
okay.
baby. Now, these toys are not meant to replace penis. These toys are team players. They're there to enhance the relationship, not to get nothing could replace penis. I just want to throw that out there. My job is not to replace penis. It's to help women see what they like in bed.
I would say a lot of men feel like, how can I pleasure you after you use all these toys?
Okay, I'm happy you said that because this is literally, okay, I'll be honest, this toy is more of a solo toy for a woman, but majority of the toys that I show are couples toys, and this is how you spice up the relationship. So maybe, you don't want to touch your girl. You want to have a remote control toy on her. She's tied to the bed and you're watching her squirm while you're making her come from the corner or the next room. That is how you use it as a team player. C-rings. C-rings feel great for men. They're really known as constraint rings, but cock rings. I'll show you one soon. So this toy is built for a vagina. You put it inside like this. You insert like that. And you literally hands-free toy. You can put your hands behind your back and it does all the work. There's 2 different motors, 20 different vibrational patterns. Oh my God, this one isn't charged. Sorry, guys. So this all vibrates. This all vibrates here. Goes very fast. And this is a great toy because most women, when they're about to have a G-spot orgasm, they stop because they think they're going to pee because it comes from the same place. This toy, if you feel like you're going to stop, you can't pull it out because the vagina holds onto it. So you're going to get that G-spot.
What the hell? That's fucking, what kind of sorcery is that?
That means you're going to get that G-spot orgasm.
Holy shit.
Because like when you put it inside, it fits so perfectly that you hold on to it. You can put your hands behind your back.
Got it,
It stays inside you.
Yeah.
So say you want a lot of stimulation here, but not here, you could interchange it. It's customizable. So this is a toy from 2023. We've stepped our game up a little bit. Well, a lot of it.
Yeah, because this can be a little intimidating.
Yeah. And also,
this is a lot.
It is a lot. And if a person is not used to toys, I wouldn't start with this toy.
Yeah, what's a good starter toy?
A good starter's toy? I'll show you a good starter's toy.
What's a good starter toy?
Fingers.
Okay.
He's like, I can't even.
Meditation.
That's where I started.
This toy was actually featured in Vogue magazine, so it went out of stock for a while, but it's now back in stock, so it's available on my website, which we'll be posting. This is called Over the Moon. This is an extremely popular toy because, like I said, us women, we need that clitoral stimulation. Okay. So it's a very small toy.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's so adorable, isn't it? It looks like a little mouse.
Yeah.
You just hold the button down here for 3 seconds. Now she's on, and you could use this on the clit, of course, right? The tip of the clit. You could use it on your nipples, a little foreplay. Maybe you want to stimulate that area. We have so many erogenous zones in our bodies that like you don't even know until you try. You could have an orgasm by getting your feet sucked. Like, yeah. So feel that.
Oh, wow, it's pretty
Click the
fast.
button. You could go through the different vibrations.
It looks like Grimace from
This
McDonald's.
one's intense.
Oh my God, it totally does.
It looks like Grimace.
I have another one that looks like a fish.
Purple potato man?
It does, the purple potato. Oh my God, the purple potato. The purple bean.
Oh my God, this one is intense. This setting.
And you can't even hear it.
No, you can't.
Until it's on. The best way to try a toy without putting it on you is the tip of your nose because your hands are not sensitive at all. You have very sensitive cartilage on the tip of your nose. Yeah, see? So that's the best way to test the toy.
God.
Like without putting it downstairs.
Oh my God, yeah. This is
also,
intense.
you could also
That feels good.
use it on the back. It's also a personal massager. At the end of the day, if you
and
walk
nobody
around
would really know what this is, right? It doesn't look sexual.
And when it's very discreet.
This looks sexual?
I would know.
I feel like this looks pretty chill.
But a kid wouldn't.
So to turn it off, you just hold it down. Okay, hold it down.
3 seconds, yes.
This is so cute though.
And you could it's called Over the Moon, and you could bring it in the shower, bathtub, jacuzzi, pool, ocean, wherever. It's waterproof. And it has the same charger, same battery as your phone.
So this is a good beginner toy, guys.
Great beginner toy. And these are high-end toys. I do not show cheap toys because I've experienced a lot of cheap toys that sucked. And you keep you keep feeding money into batteries.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Now, I'm in a relationship, right? Say, and my girlfriend
said,
wants
let's
to.
say.
Yeah, no,
You
say.
are in one.
No. But like my girlfriend wants to introduce. No, because I want to just say for random people out there.
No, go ahead.
My girlfriend wants to introduce toys to the bedroom just to spice things up. How do you go about that?
Because men are sometimes resistant.
Men could be egos.
Yeah,
You ready?
ego. Cut the
Biggest
ego
ghetto.
off.
You ready? I'm going to tell you right now. It's very, and it is hard. Like I said, communication is the hardest thing to accomplish. So when you set aside 1 day a month, like I said earlier, it's very important. That's when you bring it up. Because that person, your partner knows, oh, we're going to be talking about sex. So I'm going to put my ego aside for this. It is not to hurt me. It's not to shame me. I'm still good enough. But what if, for instance, we're dating, I don't know, 6 months we're dating, right? And after 6 months, I realized that you do not eat pussy the way I like it being eaten. Now that's tough to tell someone, right? I'm not going to be like, you suck at eating pussy. I'm going to be like, babe, why don't we do this today? Why don't you eat me out? And I'm going to give you full direction on my hot spots. Because I have some hot spots that you don't know about yet, but I want you to know them. See that? How did that sound? I have some hot spots on me that I think need attention. And I'm going to tell you exactly where they are. Doesn't that feel good hearing that? I'm not saying you suck at eating pussy.
Yeah, that's like the worst. Like
I'm
no
not
one
saying
wants
you
to
need
hear
to
that.
figure out your fucking oral game. Sorry for the vulgarity.
Okay.
But if I say, just like vice versa, babe, you don't suck. Maybe pay attention to the boys. They're very sensitive. They like to be touched. Just pay a little attention to them. You don't have, a little bit. You start easy. Mm-hmm. You do not go right in with, well, you don't know how to do this and you don't know how to do that, because that hurts. You got to check in once a month, guys. You really do. If there's one thing I could tell you is put a heart on your calendar, pick the day, and then your partner's gonna be like, what's the heart? And then you're going to say, that's our day to talk about us and catch up about us. I'm putting time aside for us. No TV. You can put some music on if you want, but no distractions.
Yeah.
But I would say to use this toy to spice it up.
Okay. Okay, I'm really curious about the briefcase. It's
Go-
time.
No. Let me show this toy first. And then we're gonna go to the
Okay.
briefcase.
I'm like dying to know what's inside the
I feel
briefcase.
like a man right now. You trying to jump straight into it.
No, see,
Jeez,
wait.
that foreplay.
Wait.
We just getting lubricated, girl. What you
Before we
talking
get
about?
into
What
the
you talking
briefcase.
about?
They're learning, guys. They're learning.
Teddy wants to know.
Wait, but when a woman is ready for the main event, they'll let you know.
We're
right?
ready, and I'm ready. I want to know what's in the briefcase.
Anticipation is everything. So I'm just going to show this quick toy because it's awesome. It's a remote control toy. I absolutely love it. It's very discreet. You can use it out while you're on a date, while you're dancing at a club, if you're at a pool or
Dancing at a club is hilarious.
Yeah, I did it once in a club.
Holy shit.
It's
Were you
great.
convulsing?
Oh my God. Yeah, but I was dancing, so no one knew. So it's a panty vibe, but it's not panties, which is great because not everyone has the same size butt. So you clip this onto any panties that you wear or a bathing suit if you're in a pool, and then your partner can control it from up to 32 feet away. So they could be upstairs as well. And I love showing this toy because any parents watching, it's very hard to find time with foreplay because your kids are around. So I always tell my couples, put this on, take a shower or bath, and have your husband or wife control it from the next room. They could be putting the kid to sleep. They could be watching TV, but they're getting you off while you're in the bathroom and no one knows. So it's a great discreet toy to add to the relationship. It will not replace you, I promise. This is to start it up and to get things going. Now, when she gets out of the shower, she's wet and ready.
I'm gonna be using that while I'm playing video games.
Wait,
Right. You get to do what you want to do.
Yes,
And
you
yeah.
can.
But I can't pause, baby. I can't pause.
I can't believe you said that because I made a TikTok today saying, is your partner a gamer? Hand them this remote and tell them the game is in your panties.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
That's a good way to market.
And it's you know, you gotta make time for sex, guys. Just because you have kids doesn't mean it's over. It's not over. Even if you're going through menopause, it doesn't mean it's over. We all deserve sex. We all deserve orgasms, even if it's solo. And it's very good for our mental health. We're gonna go into this fucking briefcase now.
Yes, thank you, the
question.
briefcase.
Can we do a shot of tequila before we do it?
Yeah, we can do that.
We're gonna do a shot of tequila before we enter.
Wait.
Yes, Tanny, go ahead.
Don't open
Question.
my suitcase.
No,
Because the briefcase
Let's get it
isn't
ready.
even for me, and I'm low key. And it's I don't know. It's just something intimidating about
Right,
the locks.
the briefcase
you know
is
what I'm saying?
intense.
It's the locks that do it.
It's
to
the
me, bro.
locks.
Like,
She has a whole,
If it was
yeah.
like a little suitcase, cool, but you put locks on it. That's
And it's a big suitcase.
Top secret.
so.
There's
I do
things
have
in
a
there.
question.
Yes.
Right. It's going before, you had your glasses on. You didn't speak too much about insecurities and how that plays a massive role. I know boundaries, of course, but when you come in with certain insecurities, like things that I like, this is what I want, it may not be so much about your partner. It may be about you, but then with insecurities, people tend to make things about them when it's not about them. So I was wondering that within your realm, how does that play?
Phenomenal question. That goes onto the realm umbrella of communication. Being open and trusting your partner that they're not going to judge you. That's why I love kinky relationships, because that's forefront. You have to trust this person and not judge them. Whereas you could be in a relationship with someone for 10 years and they still think that you're dirty because you like dirty talk. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So you have to sit down and say, listen, I'm ready to open up. What happens here stays here. We could call it Vegas if you want. And open up to me. You can trust in me that I will not judge you. And that is that line right there, and belief and feeling is the most important part, because for me, my insecurity was not in bed. My insecurity was about intelligence. My partner, my husband is 10 years older than me. So there's a lot of things that I don't know about because I'm not in that generation that people would talk to him about, women specifically. And I got very jealous when a woman was connecting with him on an intelligent level that I couldn't partake in. That got me jealous. Not him spanking a girl, not him tying up a girl, not him flirting with a girl, talking about like what's going on in the news today that I don't know about, or just something like a singer or a band or a time in New York that I wasn't present for. That's what got me jealous. And I was very upfront about it. I said, listen, I don't like this. When you go out, I don't want you to not make friends, but it's something I have to work on. It's not a you problem, it's a me problem.
Yeah, because he's literally just having a conversation.
He's just having a conversation.
Right.
That's all. He's not even, there's no hidden agenda, nothing. But I was open about it. Even if it's just your insecurity, if you trust the person you're with, like, don't be open with like, one night stands and shit like that. But like, if this is a relationship, you have to trust that person. Trust and communication. That's it.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing is being the fact that when you explain the process of like something with being tied up, and to assess or to even express insecurities, it requires a high level of vulnerability, especially if you're trying to get through it. Do you think that through the kink process, being vulnerable in that physical aspect allows it easier to handle insecurities?
Yes.
Through the process?
Yes.
So you would say that the kink process also opens you up to the realms of like, all right, well, we're going to hit insecurities, but because we've
100%.
already handled this process, it makes it easier.
100%. So what's funny is that, well, it's not really funny, but when you meet someone that wants to play with you, like when you go to these camps, they literally want to tell you about themselves. They want to unload their traumas, their strengths, they get very vulnerable because they want you to understand not only their kink, but like, I feel like people feel like they need to say like why I'm like this. Like, oh, I like to wear panties and I'm a man, but this is what happened when I was young. I went through this phase. And so people are very vulnerable at these places. They open up and kinksters in themselves do, because they want that person to understand like, listen, I get you and you get me. We're not weird. We like certain things. And we understand that there's a mutual respect there that like, I'm going to hear your story, bro, and I'll cry with you and freaking laugh with you and understand you, but you got to hear mine and we got to understand each other. Vanilla people do not do that. Let's say not all vanilla people do that, because I'm sure people still open up to their partners,
Right.
But it's just not priority. It's not priority to sit down. Like most of the time it's like, I don't want to know about your past. Don't tell me who you dated. That's not what we did in my relationship. I was like, I want to know everything about who you are and what you did. And he was like, me too. And we just unloaded over nights and nights, smoking weed, smoking weed, getting to know each other. It wasn't like, you know how some people are like, don't ask about my past. I don't want to tell you anything. I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know about everything. Mm-hmm. What made you?
I want to know too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. I just want to know. Yeah.
Let's get deep. Let's take a shot to getting deep.
Yes.
Hello.
Cheers. Shani, I put your shot there if you want.
What the heck?
I was not playing.
Salud, baby.
Salud. Cheers. All right. Briefcase now. Come on. No more waiting.
Oh my Lord.
Okay.
I just needed those 2 questions.
So let's say we make some space here.
Those were good questions.
Would you like me to hold it while you open?
Also,
Oof. Oh my God.
Hold it while you bust it
Is this the
open.
same tequila? 'Cause your
Yeah.
face is crunching.
Yeah, because it gave me chills this time.
ooh, because now you know why? Because your sensation, everything about you changed. Now you're turned on.
Yeah, she gave you all the lube.
All right.
She gave me all the lube.
So-
She lubed me.
I only brought a few things.
Guys, I'm going to turn the camera towards you guys
But
can see.
we're going to go through these things here. So,
Hold on, wait.
I am very into... I'm
No
very
worries. I see it
into
all.
sensation play. And I also go into this conversation at my parties too, because I feel that we were put on this earth. I'm going to get really deep right now to experience all of our sensations: sight, smell, touch, taste. Like, we're humans. We have these sensations. So I feel like we're put here to experience that. So this was very big to me when I entered this sort of lifestyle. I was like, yes, I love sex. Sex is great, but I want to like see if I could be turned on by other parts of my body, not just there.
Mhm.
Like, let's explore. So these
Sure.
things are all different types of sensations. For instance, this right here is what we call a flogger. This is not a whip. A lot of people think this is a whip and they instantly want to take it and hit you very hard with it. That's not what you do with this toy. I'm going to use it on you to show you.
Okay.
So a flogger is meant for soft to medium hard hits. Okay. You could feel that. This is silicone, because we're going to go through different textures. So that's silicone. Now this is going to give you a very stingy, thwacky sensation. Okay. Also, I got to give you a blindfold. So we're going to put this on you. Do I have your consent to put a blindfold on you?
I want to say I got one too. Somewhere right here.
Okay.
Oh, this is a heavy duty
So-
blindfold.
So we have the blindfold on. Now, the blindfold on, I'm just going to do something very light. So usually I don't do this because I'm in a relationship where it's more like hard impact, but it's very nice to just
She's gonna freak out.
start.
Oh my God.
She's gonna freak out.
With
She's gonna
a
freak
little
out.
No, that
She's gonna freak out.
I'm not freaking out. It tickles.
The tickle.
But all your senses are
Oh
heightened
my
now
God.
because you can't see. You have no idea when it's coming. You don't
Yeah.
know where it's coming from. So right now, so right now, and I'm barely doing anything right now. I'm just heightening her senses with a little bit of feather. Look, she got goosebumps now.
I do.
like-
It fucking tickles. No, but it feels good. Anthony, stop laughing.
Neck, the back of the neck. And this is all, literally, this is foreplay right here. What
Wait,
I'm
is this
doing,
a feather? What is it?
this is feathers.
Oh, okay.
What I'm doing right now is just simple, light foreplay. Now, she was wiggling already. Now, if you incorporate restraints, a little rope, a little satin, now she can't wiggle. Now she's stuck, which is very fun to watch. Especially a beautiful woman like Natalie here.
So that
oh my God, beautiful. So now that was a little. Now, different sensation.
mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a little stingy. Nothing too crazy though.
Because I'm going light.
Yeah.
But when
She's about
this
to
is
beat me.
basically what we call warming someone up. You never want to go in and just hit someone like ever because that will shock their body. And paying attention to someone's body is extremely important in this stuff. So what you do is you build them up. So like, for instance, if I like went like this to your arm for a little bit, it's going to start getting pink and the endorphins are going to start coming to the skin. If I just slap you really hard, you're going to be in pain. It's going to fucking hurt. But it gets to a point where you pair the pain with the pleasure and you want them both together. Because having an orgasm with pain feels amazing.
Really?
Yes, because this is what our bodies do. Our bodies, when we're in pain, it releases endorphins it's like all the blood rushes to your skin when you're inflicted pain. And it gives you a natural high. So now turn around a little bit more, like give your back to me. Because I want to be a little far away. So now this is a flogger. So say I just want to go. Okay? See how it's stinky a little bit?
Yeah.
Now, not many people like this. So some people I don't
Yeah,
want
this
stinky.
really wouldn't be my vibe.
Yeah, it wouldn't be your vibe.
I like the
but
feather.
maybe in front though, along your breasts. Because I'm not going to take our boobs out, obviously, guys. If that's what you're waiting for, it ain't going to happen. But
You gotta pay for that.
you got to pay for that.
fuck here.
Come to my OnlyFans for the after party.
Right. Because that's crazy.
But like that, some people like this feeling on their breasts because it's very smooth.
That feels good.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
That
Like
feels
very
good.
slowly. So it's all about that. We're gonna take this off for a little bit now. Oh wait,
You're
one more.
watching
Now we
Natalie
have
get
another
turned out right
flogger. Now flogging is not really meant for pain. It's meant for just lightly tapping. You could go hard on the back. It feels very lethargic and it relaxes you.
It feels like a massage, kind of.
Look like massage.
Now, if we were able to stand up, I could show you the back and forth or give me your back the other way.
Mhm.
You could go like this. Back forth. Look at the goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm giving her goosebumps.
Yeah.
So now I know her body's responding to me. That her body knows. And now I'm warming up her skin. You'll see that it turns pink a little bit. So that eventually, when I go like that.
This is the most interactive episode we've ever had.
But see, now I can go like that a little bit harder. Your body's ready for it. You're pink. Your skin's turning pink.
Oh my God, I'm getting hot.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, look. See all that? See the red in
This
her
is
back?
embarrassing.
This is blood. No, they can't see it, honey. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
And it's actually not embarrassing. It means that your body is listening to the pain.
Mhm.
So right now she's getting pink above here. She'll get marks. Not marks that'll stay overnight. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it. That's all sensation play right there. And then slowly.
Oh, yeah, that feels good.
It's just a great feeling. And it's also connecting with your partner's body, which is also very important. When you learn their body, you know what they like, you know what they don't like. So sensation play is great for that. I'm going to take this off for a little bit now. So now what I like, and oh my God, your eyelashes are still blue.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They look great.
The mascara.
They look so good. I just noticed that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you pair this, right? With this.
What's that? That's the gag thing?
This is a ball gag.
That's the guy.
Now this is a big
I know
one.
what it's called.
There are all
Face.
different sizes
That's
of
huge.
this. This is a big one, but this is my favorite size because I got a big mouth. So some people have smaller mouths, some people have big mouths, and you work with. You don't ever get a giant ball gag. You start small, just like you start small with toys. You never just go and buy a whip. Don't buy a whip because if you use a whip, which I do, it draws blood every time. And if you're not into blood, yes, if you get hit with a whip, you're instantly going to bleed, which is, I don't like blood. So I barely use it. But this.
Exactly.
So now I can't even speak. That's when you're giving up your full power. I'm giving you my sight. I'm giving you my voice. And now you got to pay attention to my body to make sure that I'm okay. So when that happens, if you can't say a safe word,
that's what I was
snap
gonna
your
ask.
fingers.
That's what I was gonna ask. What does the safe word become?
This is it right here. You got to watch my hands and make sure that I do not snap. And if I snap, you instantly untime me.
Got it.
So that's how you communicate. So it's very much I'm paying attention to your body the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I recently got
because they'll do this and the blindfold at the same time.
It could be this, the blindfold. It could be a hood too.
Oh, okay.
It could be layers of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's another fetish too. Like gags is a fetish. All these types of things, like with tape, cloth, whatever. That's a fetish.
Yeah.
And a fetish is different than a kink. A kink is something that you like to do, and a fetish is something you need to do.
Yeah, like a fetish, like you can't get off without it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you need rope, you need gloves, you need whatever. So that's that. And then we have this is a giant flogger, and this is a giant flogger and my favorite flogger. We don't have the space to use this right now, but feel the fringes. This is deer skin. It's very soft, and Bambi is all over.
This is
the place.
intense.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me bring it to the camera.
I love this flogger, and this one I swing literally like a baseball bat onto people's backs.
It's freaking huge.
Yeah, you could also use it like on the butt too. Any fleshy area, you use a flogger. You don't want to use it on bony areas because it hurts.
Right.
Have you ever drawn blood with a flogger?
No, never. Personally, no. I don't go that hard.
The inside is like not velvety.
The most I'll do is make someone's skin pink or red, or when like you get a hickey and it's like a little bit like popped blood vessels. Yeah. That's the most that it'll do, but it feels nice. And sometimes I feel really boss if I just like put it around my neck and just like walk around like
like I'm that bitch.
Like I'm that bitch.
I'm dead.
No, but I love my flogger. And then you could go into other sensations. This is the rope we use. This is hemp rope. So this is clothing line. I'm sorry. This is the soft rope to use. But this is a paddle.
Yeah.
Now this is a completely different sensation.
Yeah. That also has to be a fleshy area that you use that on.
Whenever you're spanking something, make it a fleshy area and stay away from the kidneys.
Has anybody ever wanted to get slapped with this? I mean, I'm sure people have.
Me.
Oh, you see? And that's not a super fleshy.
This is
slapped. Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a fetish.
Yeah. I mean, this must hurt.
Oh, yeah, no, that'll hurt. That'll hurt. That's something that you keep for like the butt. And there's all different variations of paddles, but that's my favorite because it's very airy, but it hurts like a bitch. Like it's not a heavy toy, but it hurts really bad.
Oh, wow.
And when you start pairing with pain with pleasure, now it's like you get a natural high. Like they call it subspace after you play with someone where you lay there and you're just so like you can't even stand up. Like your body is coming back to normal. Maybe your skin's tingling. Maybe, you just need to lay there for like a hot second and like come back into the world. And another thing that's important is aftercare. You gotta let that person know, like, I love you, I care for you deeply. What we just did was not reality. It was role play. It was a scene, and this is real life right now. Can I massage you? Like cuddles, massage. One of my friends used to light me out. That was my aftercare. But it's very important to let this person know that they're important because there's a thing called subdrop, where if you do not get the care you need and you just got used and abused in your head and you're still in that role play, you're like, I'm a piece of garbage, I'm a piece of shit. Like, what just happens? Well, how did I let that happen?
Yeah.
Why did I want that? That's weird, So you need that aftercare, which is a big part of it. So these are just like some sensation things that from my personal collection, I don't sell the stuff, but I do sell some bondage stuff that I don't have my kit yet.
I'm curious about.
Oh, and the nipple clamps. Oh, there's a riding crop. This is great.
Yeah, because that looked interesting. Wait, you have something.
So this is, and my nipple clamps. So this is basically the tool that you use on a horse when you're racing a horse and you hit the back of their ass to make them go faster. Same concept. Maybe you're in doggy position and you want that ass to back up on you a little bit. Get a crop, and this is a great, see the texture? It's silicone as well. It's a great little spanking mechanism. So think fleshy areas, but inside the thighs is a great place to use this.
It stings though if you hit hard.
Yep, but it's a good sting.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So if it's paired, like say you're getting a vibe on you, you have a toy now on you, and you're getting a little bit of this, it's gonna feel great because now you're pairing it together. This is why toys are awesome. If you do sensation play, pair with a toy.
Okay, you said this is nipple clamps?
Yeah, these are great.
How?
So these are Cobra
What is it
clamps.
clamp?
So this right here.
Oh, okay.
Hey,
No, I didn't know. I'm like,
It's a
how do
clover.
you open it? Okay, I
No,
see.
because usually nipple clamps don't look like this. These are the most painful ones, I think. Well, no, there's chopsticks, which are probably more painful. But these are heavy duty and
Yeah.
they hurt. But you get used to them, which is the fun part. And they really hurt when you take them off. So the entire time they're on you, you get used to them and they feel great. But when you take them off, you're like, ah. But it's just a couple of seconds of pain. Like you could deal with it. You're a grown up, grow up.
Sounds great.
No, but it's worth it. I'm telling you. So imagine these nipple clamps on each nipple and the feather on your nipple with the blindfold. Now that's a little foreplay right there.
Digging for more. I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've covered it all.
So we have the
Let me-
crop,
let me
which
go
is
to my-
great.
get my
Wait,
collection
open your
out.
leg real quick.
Mhm.
See?
That feels good.
Right?
That feels good,
And
yeah.
now wait for it. Wait for the pain settles.
It's settling.
But you still feel something, right?
Mhm. It's still
That's
right here.
endorphins. That's your blood rushing to the surface of your skin. That's what makes it feel good. That's the high you get. So if you pair these things together, say you do the blindfolds, nipple clamps, ball gag in, tied to all four, now you're giving up your power.
No, you're losing your mind.
You're giving up your power.
You're out.
You're like, have fun with me. I'm your doll.
yeah, you're
and
done.
the toy. And the toy.
And the toy.
And this is just a small flogger. This is a cute one. Now this is fun. Like say your legs are open, you get hit in between your legs on your pussy, which is fun. Because it's like, little thud there, nice and teasing. And then you could play games. Like if you could deal with 5 hits of this, I'll give you the vibrator. So you want to get 5 hits. It's like, I want to get these 5 hits so I can get the vibrator.
Oh my God, we need to do an event with you.
I would love that.
And like, I
do
have
a
stuff planned for
workshop. I'll do a
Valentine's Day.
workshop.
No, yeah, we're gonna talk.
I would love doing a workshop.
Guys, if you're watching this, we will plan an event and it'll be like
Yes.
a woman, or it could be a couples event.
I would love to
and you
do
can like
that.
we can do stuff with couples
Here or somewhere else?
No, I'll book a place.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
I'll book an actual event space.
Okay.
We can do that.
My living room available.
High
not
Garden,
doing that
High
here.
Garden, New York is a great place for that.
Okay.
It's called High. It's a rooftop place. Cannabis.
No, but
friendly.
for like February, is it enclosed?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, no,
good.
it's a rooftop, but
Like I was thinking for
it's
like
enclosed.
Valentine's Day, so mark your
Yes,
calendars.
we could do Valentine's.
That can be
Day.
cute.
Oh my
That
God, I
can be
can't tell you
cute.
how many people threw parties with me and then instantly got pregnant. I'm like, listen, I'm trying to
shit.
teach you that sex is okay for pleasure. You don't have to get pregnant if you have sex. Just enjoy the sex.
Just enjoy the
So I
sex.
have a question.
Yes.
Yes.
How often, whether it's you or people that you know, will get into disagreements and then y'all be like, you know what, I'm tired of shit. I'm gonna get the briefcase type shit. As a means to express or get rid of the angers and frustrations between.
So we actually, me and my husband are not allowed to do that. We said very early on, I asked him because I like impact play and he doesn't. Like he doesn't like getting hit with any of this stuff. I like getting hit with this stuff. But he doesn't want to hit me with this stuff. So like that's when you go find a play partner that wants to, you know what I'm saying? That's how, anyway. We don't take out aggression on each other because one time I did ask him, I said, what do you think about makeup sex? Like I tie you up during a fight, take my aggression out of you. And he goes, absolutely not. He goes, first of all, I don't like impact play like that. And I don't think that's how we should end a fight. It should be with communication. And I'm like, I respect that wholly. So I never, ever use this stuff on him to take out aggression. But I will say people are scared to come over my house because they know what's at my house. Like I have a separate room that's just for, I have a playroom. So there are 2 types of people that come to my house. 3, I'm sorry. My friends, then new people that are intrigued in my lifestyle, and then people are scared of my lifestyle because they all are intrigued. Even the people that don't want to know it, they still want to know.
Everyone's intrigued.
Everyone's intrigued.
Yeah, it may
'Cause we
not
don't
be
talk
for you,
about it.
but you're at least curious.
We don't talk about it. So they, of course,
Right.
they're intrigued. But you know, there's ongoing jokes. Like I'm the kinky person in my friend group. There's like, you know, they make jokes. Like we, you know how your friends like banter about your life. Like there's always like stuff like that. But I don't think I go back to vanilla, man.
Yeah.
It's tough to go back.
This was amazing.
I love you.
You need to
I
come
love you
back so
guys.
we can talk about more.
I would love that.
Is there any like last minute advice you would want to give to maybe someone trying to
Yes.
pursue this lifestyle?
Well, one thing I just want to say overall to everyone, because this applies to everyone, because I didn't say it once tonight, and this is a major lesson for my parties that I throw. Spit is not lube. Okay? Spit, I'm going to say it again.
I was not
Spit
expecting
is not
that.
lube, because if there's one thing I teach, because I do consider myself a teacher of sexual health, when a woman gets spit inside of her. It creates an odor. She's getting bacteria in her mouth that's unwanted. And then she's shamed for it. Okay. So it ain't cool. So you got to use pH sensitive soap, pH sensitive lube, or just no spit, because we watch porn and we learn from porn, which is okay. It happens. I'm not like yelling at anyone, but spit is not lube. So stop using spit as lube. And one more thing, you don't need to be an old granny to need lube. I keep that shit on my bedside table. After a while, you dry out. It happens. So that's my PSA of the podcast. Take care of your vulvas. Take care of your vaginas. Spit isn't lube. And just have fun and explore, guys.
And consent.
And consent is everything. Consent is everything.
All right.
And
Thank
get
you,
tied
guys.
up. Have a good
And
time.
Get
Enjoy
tied up and
sex.
get naked and play.
That's a good way to close out. Get naked and play, guys.
Peace.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my God, I love this. You
That was
did so
much
good.
fun. That was so much